What is up guys, Syed here, and today I am in the Tesla Model 3 Performance. On Facebook and Instagram you guys asked a lot of questions regarding charging, how long it takes. I'll answer all those questions in this video. So there are two variants of the Tesla Model 3 that you can get in Singapore. The first one is the Standard Range Plus and the Performance, which is the one I'm in today. So the Standard Range Plus is the cheaper version, is the base Tesla Model 3. The Performance is the higher spec or the more atas variant. So what are the differences between the Standard Range Plus and the Performance variant? So there are a few differences. Number one is the range in the Standard Range Plus is actually shorter than the range in the Performance. So for the Standard variant you get about 448 kilometers, and for the Performance variant you get about 567 kilometers, which is about 119 kilometers more range as compared to the standard variant. So when you're looking at electric vehicles and you are looking at the range, you will definitely see this acronym WLTP. So long story short, what WLTP is basically a measure of range for electric vehicles based on real world driving conditions. So it's meant to give an accurate range that your electric car can travel, so that users don't get range anxiety, and you as a buyer, you can make a more informed decision of the expected range of that electric vehicle. So the second difference is the power output. In the Standard Range Plus you get about 321 horsepower, 420 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 for that car takes about 5.6 seconds, and top speed is about 225 kilometers per hour. That car is also rear wheel drive, so there's one electric motor in the rear axle. For the Performance variant you get more power, you get 506 horsepower, 660 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 3.3 seconds. Yes, this car is faster than a Gallardo. It's about as fast as a Lamborghini Huracan. Yeah, almost as fast as all your supercars basically. This car is also all-wheel drive because there's an electric motor at the front axle and electric motor in the rear axle. The third difference is probably cosmetic differences. So for example, the front fog lights for the Performance variant is actually transparent. In the standard variant it's actually blacked out. Second difference is the rims and tires. In the Performance variant you get 20-inch rims and bigger brake calipers, and you get Performance Pirelli P0 tires as well. In the Standard Range Plus you get smaller tires. The last cosmetic difference is actually in the back. The Performance variant has the carbon fiber boot lid, whereas the standard variant doesn't have that. Okay, so the Standard Range Plus starts at about $113,000 without COE. So right now, early November 2021, COE for Cat B is about 80,000. So this car retails at about $193,000 with COE. That's the listed price. For the Performance variant, it starts at about $155,000 without COE. So with the COE of $80,000, Cat B COE, the car will retail at about $235,000. Road tax for the standard variant is about $2,726 per year. For the Performance variant, it's about $4,884 per year. This is because LTA looks at the power output to calculate the road tax prices for electric vehicles. So for the standard variant of the Tesla Model 3, it says here that the ARF is about $33,000 after rebates. So I hope these numbers are correct, because if the numbers are correct and you do the calculation, you get a depreciation of about $17,600 per year. Okay, so 17,600 depreciation. I'm gonna put a link down below, and you can compare that with the depreciation of new cars, so you can see, like, for this kind of depre, what kind of cars you can get. To be honest, the Tesla is one of the more attractive models that you can get at that depreciation bracket. So the pricing of the cars on this list vary a lot, but I'm just looking at it from a depreciation perspective. The depreciation for the Performance variant is about $20,655 per year. Okay, next, what kind of maintenance can you expect with the Tesla Model 3? So the maintenance is very minimal. Basically, when you bring your car in for service, they will do things like your tire alignment, check your brake pads, your tire pressure, windshield wiper fluid, service your aircon, change your cabin air filter. No transmission, no engine to worry about. Speaking of maintenance, I don't think you're going to be changing your brake pads that much, because when I drive this car, I really don't use the brakes, as in I don't tap on the brakes that hard at all. Because of the regenerative braking, it helps to slow down the car. So I'm pretty sure the brake pads on this car can last a very long time. So for the Standard Plus Tesla Model 3, for the basic vehicle warranty you get 4 years or 80,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. And for the battery and drive unit you get 8 years or 160,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. And for the performance variant of the Tesla Model 3, you get a basic vehicle warranty of 4 years or 80,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. And battery and drive unit, you get 8 years or 192,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. This is something a lot of you guys asked on Facebook and Instagram. So the very first thing to note is that there are different types of chargers. So there's the fast charger, there's a rapid charger, and then there's a supercharger. I know it can get confusing, so I'm going to try to explain the best I can. So the Tesla Superchargers are the fastest way to charge your car right now. They provide up to 250 kilowatt hours of charging capacity. So the numbers are very important, and I'll explain why in a minute. The second type of charger is what they call the rapid charger. So the rapid charger is 50 kilowatts, so it's about 20% of the capacity of the Tesla Supercharger. These are what you find in your Shell stations around Singapore, and I believe there are a few other companies that have this rapid charger as well. So the third type of charger is what you call your fast chargers. So these are 7 to 22 kilowatt chargers. I believe these will be the ones that are installed in HDB car parks, because these type of chargers are designed to charge your car overnight. So they are not fast, they take hours to charge up to 80 or 100%. So yeah, I believe these are the ones that will be placed in HDBs and condos down the line. Okay guys, so we are at the supercharger station at Orchard Central, and I'm going to show you how to charge your Tesla. So first of all, the charging port is on the left side of the car. This is the charging port. You just tap it once to open it up like that. Okay, this is the Tesla charger. Alright, that's what it looks like, and then you just plug it in like that, and yeah, it's charging. You can see the light here. So how do you know whether your car is charging or not? You go to your Tesla app, and then it can show you. Let me just refresh this. Okay, there, it's charging. Can you guys see that? Okay, so to remove the charger, all you have to do is press this button here, hold it down, and then you just plug it out like that. Alright, and then you just put the supercharger back in. So 30 minutes remaining. It's charging at 106 kilowatts. Right now battery is 40% and the time is about 8:15 PM. Okay guys, so you can see over here it says supercharging completed at 8:50 PM with battery at 90%. Another thing I want to point out is that Tesla told me that supercharging takes half an hour or less. So if you leave your car here for about 1 hour or so, you will get a notification on your phone saying you are leaving your car idle, and they may charge you for it. So the first time I tried the supercharger at Orchard Central, there were 2 cars charging at the same time as me, so I was in the third and last slot, and it took about 35 minutes to get from 40% to 90%, and this was with the car turned off. I was outside the car, and at that point the car was charging at about 147 kilowatts instead of the full 250 kilowatts. And yesterday I was at the supercharger at Millennia Walk. I was the only one over there, so the charging lots were all empty except for me, and it took me about 29 minutes to get from 30% to 80%. And this was with me in the car. I was listening to music and I turned on the aircon. So I noticed that the car was also charging at about 140 plus kilowatts. And then as the percentage increased, when I got to about 60 plus % of battery charge, the wattage actually dropped to about 70 kilowatts. If there are any Tesla Model 3 owners and you are more experienced in charging your car, please feel free to comment down below on the charging times that we can expect. So one more thing I want to add on when charging your car is that because this car has 0 emissions and Singapore has a law against letting your car run on idle, I'm not sure how that will play out for this car. I'm pretty sure you can idle this car because it's running off the battery. There's again 0 emissions, and the reason why I say that is because when I was charging the car, I noticed that there were people in their Teslas as well. They were in their car just using their phone, watching Netflix, watching YouTube, whatever it is. So I believe this kind of behavior will actually be very normal in the years to come, where people charge their cars and they are just inside relaxing. So right now Tesla Superchargers in Singapore are free to use, so you can actually you charge your car for free. I just did it yesterday. The only thing I paid for was parking at Orchard Central. I think I paid about $5. If you think about it, $5 to get a full charge, and then you can drive for like 400 plus kilometers. yeah, that's a win. So over here it says that the price for 1 kilowatt is about 55 cents. So some people say the Model 3's battery capacity is 75 kilowatts. Some people say it's 82. I'm just going to take 80 kilowatts to be safe. And if you multiply 80 by 55 cents per kilowatt, you get about $44 for a full tank. A full tank meaning like, you know, charge from 0 to 100 at a Shell station. Okay, so on your Tesla infotainment, all you have to do is press this button over here. This will show you where all the charging points are. Three lightning bolts here stands for the supercharger. So there are 2 superchargers available in Singapore right now. So if you tap on the red icon, you can actually see that there are 3 stalls available and there's a medium wait time, meaning that you probably have to wait a bit before you can actually charge your car. And over here it shows there are 2 stalls available right now out of 3. I'm very sure as more and more people get a Tesla, they will add more supercharger locations. So second one is actually what you call your rapid charging. So you can see rapid charging is available in a lot of the Shell stations in Singapore. Just to add on, there's also an app called Plug Share that you can download and you can look at all the charging stations available in Singapore. Again, all the links to all these resources will be in the description below. So what if you want to go on road trips in Malaysia? Is it possible for you to charge your car over there? Yes, it is. There are 2 things I want to touch on over here. Number one is that recently in Malaysia's Budget 2022, which was announced probably a week ago, something like that, the government decided to give full exemption of their import duty, excise duty and sales tax for electric vehicles. So what does that mean for Singapore? It means that we can expect an increase in EV adoption in Malaysia, and that will in turn mean more charging stations because now it's more feasible for companies to invest in the EV charging infrastructure. So an example of that is Shell and Porsche Asia Pacific announced that they are launching a network of high capacity chargers about 180 kilowatts, which is, you know, lesser capacity than the Tesla Superchargers but still quite high, and they are launching it along the north-south highway. So it says here that you can even book your charging bay slot in advance, and there are 3 stations northbound and 3 stations southbound. So the 2 northbound and southbound stations in Johor, it says here that they are expecting it to be completed by end of 2021. Now because the range for the Tesla Model 3 standard is about 448 kilometers, you can drive up to KL in theory. So there's an app called Jom Charge for you to find the nearest available charging points.